But first, only on Fox, we're talking to an upstate fire chief about a totaled fire truck. The chief says one of his firefighters was driving drunk and wrecked in Anderson County. And John Russell Hendricks Jr. is now out of jail on a PR bond. Fox Carolina's Carrie Weimer has more on what happened on First Avenue in Star.
Right here is where everything happened last night. Highway Patrol tells us that Hendricks and another volunteer firefighter were answering a call when they came down this road. You can see where the tire tracks went off on the side there. Right about here behind me is where the fire truck ended up flipping over. You can still see lots of debris all around here at the ground. Now, of course, we know that no injuries were reported, so we're glad about that, but the pictures of the damage are pretty shocking. Chief Jimmy Sutherland from the Anderson County Fire Commission says an alarm call came in around 6:30 p.m. on Monday from a location about 3 miles from Station 4 in Star.
Engine in the left station went and riled, and it looks like that they was going around the curve and just lost control, run off side the road and hit a culvert and flipped.
He confirms volunteer firefighter John Russell Hendricks Jr. and another volunteer firefighter were driving to that call on First Avenue in Star when the accident happened. Highway Patrol says Hendricks was charged with DUI.
So we got a written policy that you ain't supposed to drive while intoxicated or be on the fire scene, you know, with alcohol or drugs in your system.
We checked the Anderson County Detention Center records and found this is Hendricks' first arrest. He did spend the night in jail and was released on a personal recognizance bond today. We asked the chief if he had ever seen this happen before in his 16 years of being in the fire service.
Since I've been here, that's the first one that we know of.
The chief says no one was injured, but the fire truck will have to be totaled. He says insurance will cover the cost. We asked about the initial alarm call they were responding to.
They canceled it finally because one of their officers got on the scene. It was just a fire alarm, nothing to it.
Now, the chief told us today that because of their policies, Hendricks will be put on suspension and dismissed from the fire service. I'll send it back to you at the station.